a photographer. I never look at cameras. So as soon as you're ready.
Anytime. Tell me about, first of all, I need your answers very brief.
Okay.
So I just really want an introduction. What is your involvement in this? How did this all come about?
I'm a school teacher, and I brought my grade 8 class. I'm an art teacher to an exhibit here 3 years ago, and as I was walking through the exhibit, I thought, wouldn't it be nice if they had an exhibit of Macedonian clothing, because I'm Macedonian. And at that time I spoke to the director, and he said, hey, that's a good idea. Let's go ahead and see if we can do something.
Wow, that's really wonderful. So tell me about the kind of time and effort. Tell me about your 12-hour days.
Those 12-hour days are recent, but we've been working on this now for 3 years, and we have gone into any number of homes and have documented over 1,500 pieces. And you only see a small collection of those pieces here in the exhibit. We photographed, documented, had coffee, ate cookies, because of course you have to do that when you visit, and got kind of plump in the meantime. And it took us about 2 months to bring the costumes that we selected into the museum and to prepare them. All the costumes had to be frozen, they had to be processed, and the last month, I guess, is when we were putting the 14-hour days in.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to tell me about the exhibit? Perhaps you could just give me a line about how long it's on.
It's on from March 1st, which is a very special day for Macedonians. It's called Curvy Mud, and I'm wearing a bracelet, and this bracelet is given to children and people as a good luck token for coming spring, I guess. And anyway, so that's why this day is special, and the show is going to go until October 15th of this year. So it's on for, what, 7 months, I guess.
Terrific. Okay. Maybe you could just give me a little idea of the kinds of things you have here. Just a small rundown, a small list.
It's really important to understand that this show isn't just about costumes, it's about people too. So when you walk through the museum, you'll see aprons, you'll see chemises, you'll see vests, you'll see full costumes. But what you'll also see is oral history, and you'll see photographs of the people that maybe made the costumes or their family members. So it's kind of like a package. And I think people will all people from all different cultures will identify with the show because stories are the same.
Thank you very much. I want you to tell us how this became an inspiration for part of the collection.
Well, I got some pictures through the mail from Annie Wood. And I looked at them, and of course I was starting to work on my fall collection. I looked at the colors, and I looked at the designs, and I went, interesting. So Annie came to visit me and brought more pictures, and then I went off to Paris to the fabric fair, and they were talking about the same thing Annie Wood was talking about, which is bridge to memory, tribal treasures. They didn't quite come out and say Baba's Hope Chest, but they could have written the whole script in that direction. And so when I was buying my fabrics and thinking about the different things I was going to do, I was thinking about Baba's Hope Chest. And when I came back, I showed Annie different things, and then Annie brought me more treasures to look at, and then I started sketching, and I made up special coins for belts and different things like that. And then my embroiderer, Lynn Dooley Merrick, who lives in Oshawa, came to town with her machine, and then I showed her different things, and she started embroidering. And so the whole finale of my fashion show is inspired by Baba's Hope Chest.
Why do you think this is a... You said that in Paris that you saw the same kind of trends. Why do you think that is?
Well, a lot of times there's trends in the air. Like, why is everybody all of a sudden wearing red? Or why does everybody all of a sudden love chocolate brown? Or there are trends that are in the air, and as a designer, a lot of times you feel these trends. And if you're, astute enough or you're not falling asleep at the wheel, you get different ideas, and the trends become part of your collection. I think people like stories. I think right now people like the comfort of, their ancestors and ideas like that. And it was there. It was in Paris. It was calling out to me, and it really worked because we're in Toronto, which is a multicultural city, and with a caravan and all that kind of stuff, it really works. The fabrics really donated just sort of the fabrics that they were showing in Paris with the panés and the ribbed panés and all the chenilles. It just is saying comfort. It's saying coziness, and it's also saying look back to your roots, add a bit of jewelry and a few other things, and you've got Baba's Hope Chest.
That's great. Thank you very much.
They are 25 to 30 once they get married and have children of their own. they really, really want to, they're all called Josh. How about my husband? My husband's born here, and for years he didn't want to do anything for the community. He decided to join the dance group. Of all things, it's 30 joining a dance group, and when we met the dance group. So we embraced it like anything else. We are collecting ourselves things. Some of the things belong to my mother, and and he's when we went back for the first time for him, he was the one instrumental in saying yes. So nice. Yeah.
I think that's true of most cultures, isn't it? That they they mature into their.
Definitely.
So let's get out of this.
This is exactly what they were with shields. That's about 2,000 pieces. The everlasting.
Oh, they're ready.
She's worked for about 20 years just developing this. What kind of stuff does she do? Leaving people hanging?
Whoops.
I feel like she's living here
Yeah. Well.
It was really my thing, which was handed to me. So I formed just with friends.
okay. So any time that you feel like...
Yeah.
They have whatever they feel.
I mean, we know I'm never being true either way. Personally,
Before I go home. That's where I go back.
Se napravi novinu, da zašto ga evo jeszcze da Majka mi od Jerman, teklo se na tako dedom i predevac
Matter of fact, I got two beautiful, my mother is like Chinese embroidery, birds.
Selfish.
Struggles. Oh yeah, I won the Venice Award and picture stars on the 12th century on the lake, very famous lake, with the moonlight, and I tell you, the cinematography was, I don't it's only for another week. It's coincidental. And it's a great movie. I mean, it's a story and it's a kid's first movie. I'm sure you got our director. Look at these birds. Beautiful. These are beautiful. Never seen them. Right up there.
Predvodi Garvano i kapse nosi Strategic analysis. Performing arts organizations all over the country. So it's not. The leverage that you get to see you later. To make achievements and be heard and have a voice that has some credibility is to in the marketplace and figure it all out, do it, you know, bring it in and whatever.
Yeah.
So I do that too.
Yeah. Did you have that?
Yes, it's a good report.
I guess what persuaded Sarah that it was
Yes.
feasible.
Yes.
Some of the things obviously changed between the time that we enacted it in the spring.
Val Greenfield used to work for me.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And she worked for me on a couple of projects.
Call me sometimes. Call me.
Okay, see you.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
No, that's right.
That's really interesting. Yeah, I was reading about that last week. Quite interesting stuff.
It's over a piece. You can't make
And these are photographs that you did in the
I mean, it's made to look like silk. It isn't, I assume, or is it? Could it be?
little charters there. That's what's going on. Like thoroughbreds, our ankles are great.
Well, I've got a thoroughbred temperament. That's the problem with a mongrel life.
That's good.
Not tonight. A week from today.
Well, I guess I must be older than you guys.
Welcome back to City Line. It is Fashion Friday, and if you have any fashion questions, 870-7716. Valerie Gibson here to answer those calls. What do Macedonian costumes and Marilyn Brooks' fall collection have in common? We take you now to Toronto's Museum for Textiles for that answer.
We've been working on this now for 3 years, and we have gone into any number of homes and have documented over 1,500 pieces. And you only see a small collection of those pieces here in the exhibit. It took us about 2 months to bring the costumes that we selected into the museum and to prepare them.
I got some pictures through the mail from Annie Wood. And I looked at them, and of course I was starting to work on my fall collection. I looked at the colors, and I looked at the designs, and I went, interesting. And then I went off to Paris to the fabric fair, and they were talking about the same thing Annie Wood was talking about, which is bridge to memory, tribal treasures. And so the whole finale of my fashion show is inspired by Baba's Hope Chest. I think people like stories. I think right now people like the comfort of, you know, their ancestors and ideas like that. And it was there. It was in Paris. It was calling out to me. And it really worked, because we're in Toronto, which is a multicultural city. It really works.
It's really important to understand that this show isn't just about costumes, it's about people too. So when you walk through the museum, you'll see aprons, you'll see chemises, you'll see vests, you'll see full costumes. But what you'll also see is oral history, and you'll see photographs of the people that maybe made the costumes or their family members. So it's kind of like a package. And I think people will all people from all different cultures will identify with the show because stories are the same.
Very good. And Marilyn Brooks will be here in the next segment because she is the honorary chair of Parkinson's Cut-a-thon, and we've got some wild hairstyles to show you in the next segment. Yes.